takeoff. That big wing dip, that was a rudder correction. I was trying to correct for P factor, and what seemed like a little bit of rudder to me did a lot. Right about now, I'm thinking about how much rudder it takes to turn an airplane with slats. I had forgotten about that. Airplanes in this configuration need a lot of rudder anyway, but with slats, they need it even more. You're going to notice a little edited part right there. That is because our lens blurred with this low light. That happens one other time in the maiden flight, but we're still on the same flight. At this point, I'm just making passes back and forth, trying to get everything trimmed. Took a good bit of up elevator on this first flight. I had our battery pretty much forward for the maiden flight. And I'm trying to find the right combination of aileron and rudder to get it where I want it. Here I've climbed up and I'm gonna try a stall test. And right there I'm at full back elevator, and it finally broke a little bit but fell straight forward. Those slats really work. I'm gonna try one the other way now. And finally got it to break. In the forward position. Felt nose heavy, but even nose heavy with full flaps. And as you can see, it really will get slow. I noticed in this first flight that the airplane just inspires confidence. When you get it slow, it likes being there even with the weight. What I felt like was more forward. Really liking what I was feeling at this point, and thinking about putting the battery back a little bit, seeing what that did. And this will be our maiden landing. Not bad. Look at that gear soak that up.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Motion RC Live. I'm James and I'm by myself today. It is October 1st, episode 39, and I see everybody in the chat. Want to welcome everybody to today's show. It's going to be community driven mostly. Obviously, if you guys follow the show and you've been watching, you know, Alex, my producer behind the scenes, he's getting married tomorrow, so that's where I'll be tomorrow all day, but he left yesterday, take 2 days, be with family and, you know, get prepared. So he's at his location and, you know, I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. It should be a beautiful wedding. So, you know, maybe he'll let me show a picture, you know, afterwards, or maybe I don't want to show a picture because who knows if I'm going to remember much of the wedding. I plan on having a good time, you know, today. I see some people driving. Thomas Rasmussen, is that the best? Rasmussen, is that the best way to say it? How you doing, man? George Watts, Scotty Story, welcome. Big Jim, Salt Productions. Where's the location? Oh, I can't tell you. It's somewhere around a lake in Georgia. It's a lakefront wedding, so I'm excited. I'm happy for him, and you know, me and my wife are gonna have a good time. We got grandma and grandpa coming to watch the kids, so it's a much needed, you know, night out for us. That microphone, yeah, the Blue Yeti. I have a silver one above, and then this one's the one we usually use for Alex. Solid mic. They're like $100, but for the money, man, you get all, they're omnidirectional. You can set it to different directions, and, you know, it's awesome. No swimming. I may bring a drone. I think how funny it would be to bring like a plane and just take off right as it's going. I wish I had a big gasser, you know, just something that could start it up loud right as they're about to say I do. Because I know Alex, like myself, we're always at the field trying to film something sometimes, and, you know, you're trying to get those last words out and you hear somebody in the background whip on that gasser and, you know, make everything, just make it really loud and blow the shot, if you will. But all good. So I'm seeing some people in here. All questions, obviously, guys, today. So we'll go through. I got 11 videos on YouTube, and I want to say a big shout out to Model Aviator RC channel. Excellent name. I was actually thinking of AV8R for something else a long time ago, but perfect. But it was the first video they dropped, and I know I guess he's a fan of the show, and did a great all-around video. That link is in the description, on the Bison, and, you know, he does a whole talking bit. He does that maiden flight, then he does a few successive flights, and you know, you can't really can't beat it. I mean, for a first YouTube channel, I'm looking forward to see what else he does. He says he's got a lot of other stuff, not just motion stuff, but that's awesome. So, you know, if you're out there, Model Aviator, really cool. I'm subscribed as Motion and as myself. So, you know, look forward to seeing updates from you as well. Looks like, you know, you got a good camera person. They filmed a great flight and, you know, looked awesome. So, but yeah, aside from that, we got 11 other videos in YouTube because I needed content. We couldn't really get out this week. We were doing a lot of indoor prep and such. And then before Alex left, you know, you got to cram some things in because then I got to do that other stuff. But, all right, let's get moving here. So as you see on there, and I don't know if you've been on Motion RC, but you might have noticed, let me bring it up here. Let me make sure this works. Here we go. If you check out, I gotta bring this up. Here we are. MotionRC.com looks a little different. So as you can see, we got a whole facelift on the website. Obviously, every so often you got to update your website as software, as technology changes. Nothing should change for anybody on your end other than the style and the look, but this will help us. Also on the back end, but then also add more information because, you know, a couple weeks back we added this, you know, toys and education. The website, you know, and the company as a whole is growing. So it's really nice to see, you know, a little change, if you will. If you do find any issues, you know, we're in the early stages. If you find a bug or two, by all means, hit up customer service, let them know. But I love, like, the new feature, the, you know, more dynamic the web page is. And on all the pages, everything, it's all the same information, but I just like it's bigger, more legible. You're not seeing the whole screen on yours. It cuts off there, but you got all the boxes. Just makes it a lot easier than scrolling through everything. I got to get used to it too, but it looks great. You get all the all the reviews and everything just like that on every page. So I'm excited to see how this grows and helps us as we go forward. Now I'm losing my live chat, so I don't see your live chat right now, but pretty good. So I'm excited about it. We're all excited about it, if you will. Let me find a way to, how do I bring myself back? There we go. Yeah, and the EU site, updated as well. Every so often you gotta make those changes as technology changes, as everything changes. You got to help, not only the back end, but the front end too. It should help you guys. But I dig it. Always love to see that. So just wanted to, if you haven't been on the website, go check it out, peruse around, and re-fall in love with it, I guess, if you will. So let's move on to Hobby Squawk. That's where we're going to start today. And I'm trying to check my levels. This is set for Alex's voice. Maybe I could lower it a bit. No, I'm not. Hello, hello. I'm peeking a little bit there. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Everybody says it sounds better, but all right. Now we're on Hobby Squawk. Now let me figure out how to do this again. All right, first things I want to share is Jeremy Salt. For whatever reason, your video didn't work today. For whatever reason, of course, it's my technology. But Jeremy, ever since his free wing, like everybody knows, he flies not just everything free wing, but he flies pretty much everything EDF. I'm pretty sure he's probably flown every EDF jet available in the market, but it's a great post because it shows that where he's come. I met Jeremy about 4 years ago. We started talking when I first started working for Motion. We happened to chat online, and then met him at Jonal, and obviously we've spoken ever since. And it's that EDF, those EDFs that get you into the passion of moving up to something bigger. I don't even remember if Jeremy was talking about turbines when I first met him 4 years ago, and now he's all in. He's been flying a lot of turbines, but check out this beautiful, and I see you there. So let everybody know, what kit is that? It's just a big, bad A10 that looks absolutely stunning. And from the way he says it, flies just as sweet and just as beautiful as, as the EDFs. And, I guess I could attest to this too. I've flown now a lot of big balsa birds, and bigger just flies better. So if you've got, if you're ready, thinking you can make the jump, if you got the money, if you've got the passion to do it, then take it from a guy like Jeremy. He dove in, and, there's probably no coming back from that. But it looks absolutely fantastic, and they always get great pictures too. And here it is coming in on landing. And he also, if you go to the link to Hobby Squawk, which should be in the description, down at the bottom, I believe he posted it in there. He's got a link to his YouTube channel with the video of it flying around. It's a 99-inch wingspan T1A10 twin 80 turbine. Unbelievable. And how much does it weigh? What's the weight on that, Jeremy, if you're out there? I'm going to say 50 pounds? Is that too low? Think I'm off? Feel like it should be Price is Right. Closest without going over. I'll take 1 pound for the win. But looking really cool. So while we wait on Jeremy to answer, 54 hashtag. That's what it is. It's a 54 hashtag. 54 pounds. I was close. That was my football number. I love 54. 54 is my number. Nice. Then we had Paul Architect on Hobby Squawk. This picture, I don't know why it came out like a potato. It looked better on the website. Let me get a better one. But he did a little work to his MiG-21. And I love that. Look at the accents on that now. Now, I'm wondering, I believe you took did you just go over the blue that it already was? I have to ask him in the chat, or I gotta ask him on Squawk. But it looks awesome. I love how he did that scheme. The red on it really pops it. Just looks really, really nice. I mean, check that out. Really sharp lines. Couple different, looks like a different blue at the top of the tail there. I'm colorblind, so that could be purple or black for all I know. It just looks different than the light blue. But absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Gooniac, you gotta get a new MiG-21. I love that plane. That's a fun one when I get a chance to get out and fly it. That was one of those that I was scared of, because actually, funny story, a long while back, there's a video, MiG video, might still be up. It was like a MiG hype video, so not talking, just music and fun cut, but I had done that when I was back in New York. That was sort of like a demo to show what I could do here, and I remember the guy, I had a pilot flying it because I was by myself filming, and I remember he had soldered like Dean's plugs or something to get his batteries to work. He soldered and in flight, I guess it burnt up, like he used wrong wire. And that plane, I was so shocked because, with those thin wings, he said he lost signal. And this is like this second flight, and I just got this plane from a company that I'm hoping to get a job with, and I'm like, oh no. And he says he loses power, and that thing with no power just slowly died, and I couldn't believe it. It continued to float. And you would think it would have dropped out of the sky, but it had enough speed and inertia. It continued to float all the way down and literally just pancaked right into a bush. Took it out, scratches on the bottom. He just silvered it on the bottom, and we went up the next day and got it done. But you could find that video out there. It was really funny. I got to give big props to Tom Hunt. Helped me out. He was the pilot on that way back when. But yeah, so I've seen it. So it floats without power, which surprisingly I did not expect. All right, so that was pretty much Hobby Squawk's always, smaller than some of the other ones, because I'll tell you, if people post videos, I always toss them in YouTube if they post their YouTube links. But let's move on here to Facebook, and I hope, all right, Facebook changed, and let me get to Facebook. Sorry, I gotta do this. My MiG did a carrier landing touch and go on a parked train. The main's out. It happened because of a dead battery. Oof, that's rough. I'm really shocked because I expected it to fall out of the sky. When you hear a pilot say, I don't got it, the last thing you're expecting is to take home a fully, like the retracts where everything worked. It was shocked. I was in shock that day. I remember it was like an hour and a half drive to get to the field where we were flying, so I had to do it the next day. I was hoping to be done. But MiG, blue, white, and grays are the original color, just rearranged a bit. Underside, just blue and white. Nice, there he is. Paul Architect is there. I like that. Paul Architect. Like that. All right, let's move in. So we had a lot of posts this week, and I love this one right off the bat. Joseph Wygand, and I think I saw Gooniac comment on this one too. What a cool picture. If anybody's been to Jet Jam in Rosedale, Indiana, there's a big power plant across the river, deep. You would think it's close, but it's not close at all to the field. It's, it just looks close because it's so big, but with all the haze and the fog, just looked like just a cool shot with the ominous stacks in the background. I really dug that shot. So Joseph, looking good, man. Thank you so much for the share. Then we've got, this one popped up. So we saw this about 2 weeks ago. Jonathan Festa with your Ghost Aggressor F-14. He posted that his Maiden went well, and he has some video of this Maiden. This picture looks fantastic. But we'll get to his YouTube. They got some flight video of this bad boy, because that is one of the coolest looking schemes. And he also has a video on his channel. So if you after you find the flight video and you give him a like, subscribe, he also has an entire video, and we showed it here, of how he did that, of how he accomplished the Ghost Aggressor. So you definitely want to check that out as well, because who doesn't love a good tip on painting, especially digital camo? I mean, just looking at the MiG we have, I couldn't imagine doing it by hand. Just got to take some time. Is that you? That's Need for Speed? That's your Ghost Aggressor. I get the name, again, I don't know if I'll ever remember your YouTube name with your Facebook name. It's just too many names. I try my best, but that was beautiful. Jeffrey Parsons got himself a B-24 Liberator. Looks like he did a little weathering on it, and I couldn't fit with the way the pictures were shot, I couldn't fit the whole thing in there. But yeah, a little weathering, looks a little dirty, looking nice. So I dig that. Thank you so much for that share. I want to see, what one was this? I got a video, and now I hope it doesn't get too loud. Got to catch it. Oh yeah, all right. This was Jonathan Holmes with his with a Delta AL-37. This was the one that we've seen, similar to the one Patrick Crowsdale did. Let me lower the volume a little bit. I can't hear what it's playing. I could just see levels, unless I turn on. This is why I need Alex. Don't get married the day before a live show next time, Alex, all right? But some beautiful chase. Love chasing AL-37, and looks like a gorgeous location, too. To fly with the lake, river going through. Really cool. And like the sun glare, everything about this. I could always watch these chase videos. Something about it just very relaxing. Look at that location. Now I'm trying to find the runway. I was trying to do that before. Which way? Assuming he's heading back to base. It's like a golf course. You just land right on the green of a golf course. People get upset. 4 coming in. Really cool stuff. Oh, inverted in the AL. It was a really mean passenger, so he just wanted to, put him in his place. Passenger said the pilot flies terribly, so pilot had to answer. That's awesome. So awesome work, Jonathan Holmes. Thanks for the share, and look forward to seeing more on that. Now, moving on, I saw James Bowen in here saying, I believe it was you said you're excited, you don't get to catch it live, but I see you, sir, got yourself a MiG-29, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of those awesome pictures that you always take, and, some video of your MiG-29 and how you're enjoying it. So, James, thank you so much for the share. Love it, man. Look forward to seeing more. All right, then we got Heinrich. Love Heinrich. Another MiG-21, the original scheme. But now you can see, actually, I can. Oh, it's in the other one. I can't go back. But yeah, you can see what it normally looks like, and it's not as popped as Need for Speed's MiG, just in its base colors, but still looking good. That's the one I like myself. And then I love this because put the sun on the other side, and the shot becomes so much cooler. So that looks awesome, Heinrich. Love what you're doing there with the L-39 and the MiG. Man, play with the sun in your pictures. Always makes it look good. And then he had some other posts. Said this time, though, he had a professional photographer, Johnny Funk, name on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, with his Blue Angels F-18. Love it. It almost looks real. I mean, even the pilot's head at that distance, you could pretend it's real. Especially if you see the difference when you got a professional cameraman, somebody who knows what they're doing. I mean, look at that. Boom, spot on. Manual focus, and the pilot hit the spot. There's only you got a couple inches window when you manual focus that the plane has to pass through if you're going to catch it good. And he got it good. Looking great. So, Johnny Fook, great pictures. And there's Heinrich with his Blue Angels. Looking good, man. And that's RC Pilot H, I believe, Heinrich, right? Is your YouTube channel as well. He's out there. You could comment on the video if you're not watching live afterwards, for sure. But there's one more shot. Looking so good. And then, speaking of Blue Angels, you saw the thumbnail shot. This was the one I chose. Last week, we showed you Brent Heck release a video, and he's been working on... He converted an all-gray one to his own Blue Angel, so he painted the whole thing himself, and, he glassed it, he redid the gear, he went hard on his mods, and he has videos at Heck Speed of, talking about his explanation of how he does things, and stuff like that, a true modder in every sense, and he even released a video, which I hope plays when I do this. Yeah, he posted this up on Facebook. Watching it work in slow-mo. This is Justin Lamb behind the camera. And I love seeing this. Boom! Really cool. Just a really cool shot in a location. They fly basically where in the valley where you always see all the jets fly through. Always looks so cool. So Brent, awesome work, man. Love that. Love to see that. And I'm watching you guys in the chat. And we got Frederick Scott. Love to see this. Who doesn't love to see 3 blue boxes? Looks like my house when they send me a bunch of stuff. But he's got a Tomcat. I think it's an F-16-90 and a MiG-29. So F-14, F-16, MiG-29, all at the door at the same time. So somebody's going to have a great weekend. Frederick, thank you for the share. Man, that blue tape is so iconic. It's funny how just tape, like, it's one thing they'll never be able to change. Change anything else, but never change the tape. Then this next one comes from Chris Rybert. Chris is a, actually we shared a video of him flying. He flies 3D planes, but was always a big heli guy. And here's his Roban 700 Bell 206. This thing looks stunning, and he's another guy who's just good behind a camera. So got some really, I mean, even for just these static shots, these look really, really good. Beautiful shot. We have some video of him flying around this one a little later on in the show. And we got Brandon Phelps. I saw him in the chat as well, I think earlier. Did you customize this ME-262? It looks fantastic. I like that scheme myself. And you did have some video of it flying. Let's see how this works. Oh, let me bring down the sound a little bit. And I put the whole video in here, but always love a 262. Brandon, that looks really good. Oh, I'm seeing Icarus. She had a crash. Oh, no. That's terrible. Boom. Have I flown my 262 recently? Not necessarily recently, but if you remember, I think it was a couple months ago, I did that customized 262. Let me transition back. Remember, I customized my 262. I put the, you know, the big, I basically put a tank turret on the front because there was a, you know, an experimental, if you will, version of the 262. So I did that one, and around that time, the 262 got the upgrade to the in-runner motor. So that was probably the last time I had them both out and was flying them for a couple weeks. But that model's always one of my favorites when I fly. So fast and just so furious and so easy. I always felt that plane was just an easy flyer. I love it. Yeah, you know what I noticed? Actually, because I have it hanging upside down, and I guess the bungees on where I made that nose, I noticed that it started to sag around the bungee cord, even though I do bungees sometimes, and then I'll do foam, but it's because it was like soft material I used to like shape it. I gotta fix it up a little bit, and it like got a air bubble in it that I have to mess with. But it's one of those things. It looks even before that, it looked terrible up close, but it looked great on video and from far. What's up, RC Safari? Good afternoon. How are you? Been a while. Been a long time. Yeah, John VH work always gets in the way of fun. That's when I'm at some point I might have to change the time of the show because it seems like Fridays are always the best days. We get the best Fridays around here, and I always got to be here right in the middle of the workday. So like, there's not enough time to, you know, because I'd rather be out flying too, to be honest. All right, moving on. Art Cesso, and we might have seen this one before, but I don't know. If you share it and I find it and I like it, I'm putting it on there. But either way, I love these pictures of your hawk. Looks so good. Yeah, we definitely saw this one, but he had a more up close shot at the cockpit. Did some nice work in there, so we love that. What up, Jeff NC84? It's going all right, man. It's Friday, you know. Today's one of those days. I saw some other people like, today's one of those days I just can't. I can't wait till the work day's over. This week's been fun, but for some reason I'm exhausted. I need a weekend. this week more than ever for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just excited about going to Alex's wedding. I haven't been to a wedding in a long time since COVID. And this wedding was supposed to happen like a year ago, but like so many, wasn't happening. And we had Anthony Hendricks, Bing with his Air Titan. I love that plane. Love it on floats too. If you haven't got the floats, Anthony Hendricks, they are available. I believe they're still available. Grab yourself a float set in case you got any body of water near you. You're going to love that too. What a great flyer. Then Anders, you in the chat? I loved this post. So Anders is a real pilot. I don't know professional, but recreational at least. And wearing his motion hat. There he is. I love it. And then, not to be outdone, you get comments where other people, Johan Stormats, he's got his hat and his glider. So I love that, man. I love that reply in the comments of your post. He's got his big glider. When I used to work, everybody knows I used to work for Hobby King back in the day, and we had a guy working in the EU at the time who I'd met a few times, and he flew gliders like that he'd be up sometimes for 8, 9, 10 hours and flying one of those, and I always found that to be pretty crazy. It looks fun to fly. And I'm behind this one, but wasn't big enough fit. That's the Skynetic Pygate. And our poster is AJ Riccobono, said it flies on rails, and we saw Chris Rybert has a video out where he flies this around his backyard and just completely, crushes it. And I have one in the box. This is one that I have yet to build yet. I just haven't had a chance, but I want to fly it because I haven't really flown a 3D one, and those are the best types of 3D planes to get into, is those EPP ones. So I want to experiment with that myself. And I never really experimented with the Hobby Eagle 3D like hover mode. I never did. So my plan was to put one of those on there and see it. Unless you want me to put hover mode on my Flightline Spitfire and just see how long it'll stay there. Just test it. No, I'm not going to do that. I could never crash a Spitfire on purpose. Not happening. Then we move on to Tim Doss. And that's a hanger. And I called out that A10 sticks out to me. I love the color scheme on that. But that looks like a great man cave. I could see myself sitting right there, maybe playing a video game or something on the left, surrounded by your passion. But Tim, looking good. Oh, and then somebody talked to my heartstrings. Paul, where's Paul Bassett? VE Day. Check that out. He got to see up close and personal. I believe, Paul, you're correct me if I'm wrong, you're in the UK. So if you're there, I forget the name of the show you'd posted it, but you were at an air show, and man, that's one thing I've still yet to see a Spitfire in real life up close. So I would love to have done that. You got to walk up the steps, see a little door, and that just looks so mean. I love it. That's a dream. Then we got Patrick. The Major was out at the field the other day, and I couldn't make it. But here he is with his Delta, his old school Delta schemed AL-37. And you guys might not notice from this shot or any of the shots, but he did take about 4 inches out of the middle of the fuselage. So he shrunk it to be, scale, or as scale as he could, to the real one that would be after. And he did a great job. Truth be told, that was he was at the field the day I crashed an AL-37. I stalled it and almost was able to pull out, but I just grazed the grass and it ripped the nozzles off. And I just handed it to him and said, do what you will with it. And he had it sitting there, and the only thing he did, he replaced the nozzles and then fixed up, my accident. And there you go. Check it out. I guess that's one of the benefits of flying around me. If you are, and I crash, you'll probably take it home. One of the perks. But just looking really good at the CCRC. Is the MiG-21 on the wheel? The MiG-20, oh, on the wheel behind me. I'm like, what do you mean on the wheel? I'm looking at this AL-37. No, MiG-29 is not on the wheel. Right now, we still have a lot of the same stuff on the wheel because the last couple weeks, we've been giving out coffee cups. The wheel's not been kind to some of our winners. So, yeah. And then last post, Melvin White. He, I believe he had some help from Patrick Charlesworth on converting his F-16. So he shared just a couple pictures of the process. And he put it in that YF-16 General Dynamics scheme, which I love. Oh, we'll get to the wheel, baby. The wheel's coming up right after Facebook. I'm not even going to surprise you. I got to load it up right here. So we're almost done with Facebook, and we'll get on. But good-looking bird. Love the red, the blue, black on the front. Everything about that F-16 just pops really nicely. So excellent work. Patrick, I believe Patrick Charlesworth did the work, and Melvin White paid him handsomely for it. And gets to fly it. So that's awesome. Crash Gordon, come visit our field and crash Bison for me. Where are you at? Which field are you? Are you close? I could do that. I could probably do that. All right, let's move on. I guess it's time. So let me make sure this is geared up. We'll do sub, spin, and win. And it should play the graphic. Let's see. Boom. No, it didn't. Oh, it didn't. Let's see. Oh, I messed up. Hold on. Am I on the right one here? There it is. So, who is our winner for today? Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Christopher J. Cole, you are today's winner. Come on down, sir. Awesome. So, Christopher Cole, if you don't know the rules, I'm going to spin that wheel behind me, and you have 1 week to email us at contest@motionrc.com to claim your prize. And last week, we were going to do 2 spins this week, but we didn't hit the 100 in the time that Alpha threw out. I was mad about that, but you know, rules, them be the rules, and we got to follow the rules. But Christopher J. Cole, I don't know if he's in here. I think I've seen him around the channel at some time. So let me just switch to the camera that's geared up on the, there we go. It's not frozen. All right. We are ready. Are you all ready? You might not hear me because the mic is a little farther away, but I'm ready. Christopher Cole. Got a chance at a Vulcan, Havoc. What else we got here? Strike, Dora, Avanti, Panther, Cars. Are you ready to go? All right, here it is. 3, 2, 1. Oh, he gets a spin again, but not for a live member, but spin again. All right. Let me warm up my hand. Good one. Eventually, I'm going to upgrade to the full Price is Right. I need a skill that's... Oh, the door is falling off. Oh, it's a hat. Oh, man. Another hat. That's 3 weeks in a row. That means something big's going to have to come. But Christopher Cole, congratulations, sir. You want to claim your hat. Wow. That's 3, maybe 4 weeks in a row with the hat. But if you want to claim it, let me get the graphic up for you to do that. You've got to email us by next Friday at contest@motionrc.com to claim your prize. Yeah, man. And then you will get yourself a hat, sir. And awesome. But that means we're gearing up for something. Maybe I have to change the prizes on the wheel. In the future, and bring it back to me. Got to change the prizes on the wheel to, you know, to liven it up. But there aren't too many. There's a lot of good stuff on there, so the odds are. I think the odds are in your favor. It's not like we made. I mean, the original talk was to have maybe 4 corners be the big prizes. I'm like, then nobody will win. Better to have some winners than non-winners. But we shall see again. The coffee, I like the coffee. The coffee, the whole show revolves around the coffee cup. If I were to be replaced, the coffee cup would be the one to replace me. A hidden bonus. We've talked about that, and it's going to progress. I see RC Safari. One of the things I want to progress to, you know, we were thinking is possibly like, you know, if you're a member of the channel, there would be like doublers, if you will, or like, you know, so if different types of, you know, so like if, you know, if you want a plane, but you weren't a member of the channel, you just get the plane. But if you're a member of the channel, you get a plane, battery, and receiver, something like that, you know. We're working on it. It's still a work in progress, but it's still fun to do. It's great. Glenn, we don't have a teacup because real men don't drink tea. Drink coffee, black. Awesome. But all right, we are moving on to YouTube, and we had a lot of YouTube. So again, you saw Model Aviator at the start, and you should go check out his video if you're interested in the Bison. He's got the video right now that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Beer mug would be great, Big Jim. I think I could get one of those on Teespring. If you check the Teespring link, there might be a mug. I don't think I have the mug there, but we'll see. But either way. Ted Lasso, I watch it too. That's so funny. But all right, let's move on. So we've got this video just went live today, but he hit me up earlier in the week and showed me it unlisted. But 8 hours ago, the Bison is available right now. Get it while it might not be, but it was available as of this morning. But who knows? RC Plane Reviewer hit me up and he showed me it unlisted, but they were doing some speed tests.
Woohoo! 119
with their Vulcan. So they had a GPS inside of it, and they had someone manually holding the speed gun.
I'm really impressed.
Just having a good time. And he takes it up to a. So these are just your, believe, straight passes. All right. That's about what we said, right? I think the box says 115.
Yeah, high. Go ahead.
All right, you want me to go high?
In a dive.
But then coming out of a dive, this was the one.
We're gonna hit the 399-foot geofence.
Is this the one?
I was talking about.
Sure, they hit.
Yep.
All right. Everybody
They hit 133 on the Vulcan.
Oh boy.
Here he is coming out of the dive. Can't even see him. I'm like, look, I thought the screen froze because it's all blue.
133.
133 miles an hour, boy.
Look at that. That's
Nice.
hey, that's just as fast as that Viper 90
That is just as fast as
in a dive.
That
that's crazy.
That's really cool. So I think he just made that video live today, this morning, about 3 hours ago. So I had to throw it in there. Glenn, accurate. Go check out his video. Again, they had a GPS inside, and then they had the gun. So they were just trying to compare, you know, both of them, you know, in that respect. So, you know, by all means, I don't know how accurate it is. To me, if my jet goes 133 or 123, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference. But either way, it's a quick bird. Vulcan's a quick bird for a 70. That's almost the size of the Avanti. It moves, so it's amazing that you have that. You know, got a smaller power system, moving probably just as fast, maybe faster than the Avanti. You know, in a pretty big 70. Either way, it looks good, and I love seeing that from someone, you know, not us. That's why I love touring YouTube and watching people who paid their money to buy their plane do what they want to do with it. And then we had Rick Taylor, also was out enjoying his Vulcan. Shared this one on Facebook. He says he loves it. I'm pretty sure this might be his first foray into EDF jets. I like that graphic too. I don't know what font that is, but I dig that, Rick. Look at that. Look at that warp cut. I don't know if I have access to that cut in Premiere, but they give you all these crazy fancy cuts, but you never see them used in movies. The classic is just a regular old cut. Occasional fade. What's up, Mike Bird? How you doing? Michael Lane, what's going on? Yeah, pretty quick for sure. Dads, no, I haven't tried a 5,000 in it. again, I don't see a reason to add more weight. You know, if it gets me an extra 20 seconds, I don't think I'm gonna like it as much as the 4000s. I keep it all my 70s. I just fly with a 4000. I don't own a 3300. I might even like that better. To me, lighter, you know, in the 70s, and say the lighter the battery and everything. If you watch the videos where I fly, you know, 64 millimeter tossing jets, you know, like 22 is recommended on a lot of them, or an 18, but I fly with like a 1600. I'll take that. Yeah, it'll definitely fly with 5000s, for sure. And I don't know if I'd notice, you know, too much of a difference, but I think 4000's the sweetest spot, you know. So if there's a curve where 4000 at the top, 5000's right there, you know, pretty close. But Rick Taylor, great flying the Vulcan, great landing, and I'm glad you're enjoying it too. So go give him a follow. Remember, all the links to every video we show is in the description down below. And I hope you guys appreciate that, because that is really a pain in the butt. That's an extra tedious thing to have to do. I see GB, he has a huge... GB, you got like the longest descriptions. You put everything in there. Now, a lot of that is copy pasta, and that's fine. It travels from video to video. But when you got, like, after I, you know, find the videos, I try to cut them up, put the watermark there so people see it. And then going back, I gotta, you know, type it all out, get the links. Like, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And nothing's worse than when you actually close the window before you hit save on the edit, and then you gotta do it all over again. That's the worst. Because that happens too. Then I wanted to call out, you guys all know the RC Geek. And I sped this up, but I didn't. But I'm going to jump it a little
airframe was 600
soon down. But he basically goes through an entire video. This is his episode 3. I'm going to lower the volume on that, of how he did his MiG, which is, I'm sorry, F-14. And now he paints it up, but you see he speeds it up. And he really takes you through. He's got, you know, a great channel there. He surely doesn't need us to highlight him, but it looks awesome. The work he does is just fantastic. Love that dynamic shot. That's so cool. But all around, just a cool video to go check out. So, you know, definitely, if you're, for some reason, if that's the first time you're seeing RC Geek on YouTube, then, you know, by all means, get over there and give that man a follow, because he does some great work. Now, Need for Speed, here you are, sir. I saw him in the chat. And there it is. I like those opening graphics, too. Those pictures. That's why I only showed one earlier, but it looks so much better out on the runway. This is the Ghost Aggressor F-14. Absolutely stunning, man. Yeah, he definitely is, Claudio. Amen to that. But I think even RC Geek would love this one as well. But looking good. And again, I only cut up a few of the, you know, I like to see one pass where he shows us the wings. I like to see a takeoff, one pass, and a landing. And if you want to see the rest of the flight, you head to Need for Speed RC. Link is in the description to the video. But look at that floating right in. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Love, so happy to see it in the air. So, Need for Speed. Awesome work, man. Go check that out. RC Geek, my boy! Nice. Oh, and you had Fire Booties in there from Guniac? Nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. They look so good. That, the MiG. I think Twins really shine with the afterburners for sure. And then, heck, you're out here too. And you had another video. I think you had a full video of the landing you did on the F-18 where we saw from Facebook. But this is you out there with the T-33. This is that customized T-33 that he did. Is this Justin filming this? But love those passes. That field looks awesome. Is it an old football field or something they cut into? See a number 30 on there, or did somebody actually paint that for the field? That's awesome. Away, looking good. And another one like the 262 just float. Ah, she didn't want to come down at all. Ah, his brother filmed it. Ah, okay. That's awesome. And then we've got Garrett being Garrett. So new channel. I saw this pop up on Facebook. Younger guy. Oh, I didn't do it right. Hold on. Do this right and
Here we go.
hey, there he is with his favorite plane. He looks like a teenager. Garrett, and he loves his B-24. So awesome. I mean, that just, and the way, you know, the silhouette, like perfect time to fly that, where it just looks black. You know, I love the black silhouette against the sun, especially for something iconic.
Only
like
thing that I would
shape.
like to add to this plane would be a
Hell, no
scale
doubt.
bomb bay door.
Great to have.
That'd be pretty awesome.
And looking at it now, I'd love to see a Lancaster or a big B-17 from Flightline. I guess the big one would be the B-29. We spoke about would have to be the scale to the B-24. The B-24 is 16 scale, which is awesome because it matches the tanks. But I think I did the math. It would have to be a 3-meter wingspan if you wanted the B-29 to scale to the B-24. Wellington would be cool, but yeah, so 3,000 wingspan foamy. That would be awesome. That would be a gigantic. That would dwarf the AL-37, I think. Be close. Well, no, because the AL isn't 16 scale. Now I'm in my head, but but either way, would be cool. Now we move on to that beautiful Roban 700 Bell 206 from Chris Ryder. And again, he's got himself a great channel. I'm sorry, if my levels are off, let me know on some of these videos. I could lower the volume, but I'm only seeing the levels. I can't listen in as I'm doing this, but beautiful, man. I think this is his property. So since you're a heli pilot and a 3D pilot, that's more than enough space to do what he needs to do. But that thing looks beautiful. It looks immaculate too. Like, doesn't it just look clean? There's something about that plane that just, the white is like white. But he's an excellent heli pilot. It just looks awesome. I love when he gets close. I don't know if he has a GoPro on his head or whatnot, but might scare me. But it looks absolutely beautiful. Brandon Phelps, we have a lot. I know Mary Boozer wants a B-25. He's been calling. A lot of people love the Mitchell, of course. I mean, I get it, for sure. And that would be a good one, I think. What would be the biggest twin-engine or multi-engine ones? B-29's asked for from Flightline, Lancaster, Wellington, but B-25, the Mitchell always gets asked out, and then the Mosquito. Everybody wants like a new Mosquito. Seem to be the big twin engines that are most requested. So who knows? Maybe you'll get your luck. That is yeah, Glenn. I mean, I just show them. I can't speak to say people gotta do what they're comfortable with. Everybody knows the risks involved. So you gotta do what you gotta do. But Blades of Thunder, I got you in here, Glenn. I saw this show. This was the BMFA Festival of Scale Helis, which looked like a great show. And by all means, call them out. We know this one. Sea Hawkins looks beautiful. And this camera, is this your camera? Because that looks so sharp. Beautiful image. All these helis look like a great day. And I saw, why am I forgetting? Dom was in your comments saying he wanted to make it there, but couldn't. But he commented on your video. But this looks awesome. Yeah, the Seahawk is beautiful. We all know the Seahawk to me was one. I had it in the Final Four of the first March Madness. I thought it was absolutely stunning. But I don't think it made it out of the first round, or beat another heli out the first round. But people aren't ready for helis yet. They don't know how to compare a heli and an F-14, which is ridiculous. They're so similar. But this looks great. Looked like a great show and looks like a great field. I mean, it looks like the UK. That is just classic UK in the background. I love it. E7. Beautiful. But that looked like a great show, man. And love that. Looks like the channel's growing there, Blades of Thunder. So, you know, if you want heli content, definitely go check out Blades of Thunder's channel. You got 3 heli guys there who are passionate about it, and they'll help you out. Arthur RC back again, out in
Let's go.
out in France. That looks like a French background. Oh no, I could tell it's France right off the bat. But
No problem.
he got his MiG and did some moss flying, as he called it, or
With
grass
afterburners
for us
Frankbourg.
Americans.
Avec les LED de Frankbourg.
But looks really good, and you know I love his videos, even though I don't speak French. But you know you can tell he has
Migas.
puts in a lot of information. It's great that he's doing it for French speakers, and I love his flying. That's all I care about. Doesn't matter what language it is, the flying is right.
Beautiful plane.
It looks awesome. Arthur, you got some great skills. I enjoyed watching this the other day. Oh, it's hard moss. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's actual peat moss. Used to be a band in my town that would play the local
Full
bar.
power.
Peat Moss and the Fertilizers was the band
And she
name.
climbs for days.
That's neither here nor there. Arthur RC. Oh, and then... Oh, you do both. I know. I just always see the French parts, and I love it. I love the way it sounds in French. But the my Polish friend, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, was back again with his MiG-29, because nobody types it out phonetically for me. But Alpha promised last week he was going to tell me, but then he likes when I butchered this guy's poor name. But last week we showed his Maiden, but now he has a couple more flights under his belt. Another excellent pilot out there with his MiG-29, and flying it really well. And has a better landing. He had a hard landing last week, but you know, it takes courage to show the bad stuff too, because we're not all perfect. But I love that. I like showing the bad stuff. That's when you learn. Nice flyer. I think he's coming in for landing. Always got to show the land. I don't know. You guys do that too? Every time, I don't care what video I turn on of a flight, I always watch the landing first, then I go back. I usually always cut forward. I want to see how it lands because, you know, I'm always in my head. Every landing I get in my head. And sometimes I overthink it, and sometimes I don't. But I always like to see the landing first to know what I'm getting into. And then last, but certainly not least, Andrew Zahner. This is Brent again, flying his Venom, Brent Heck's Venom, and Andrew on the chase, I believe. And just another awesome chase footage. But yeah, there you go. You got all that football turf. What, they rip up old football turf, or do people, yeah, it looks like they just ripped up pieces of turf and threw it on the side of the field. Why are there so many 30s? Now I'm all confused about the did somebody donate? Like, did a field donate their turf to the football, to the RC field, or did the RC pilots all gang up one night and rip up the rival football team's field and then put on a bunch of masks, rip it up, and then put it around the field? John Killen, I love crash vids, and I had I hate to say, a comment yesterday on our crash contest. You know, there's always that guy that has to tell me that it's bad for the hobby that we're holding a crash contest. I didn't reply. I don't know what to say to those things. I humbly disagree. I think, you know, crashing is what keeps us going. I don't know. I'm never gonna not enjoy a crash video. I think it was there was a video that just got shared around. Yes, I've seen it a million times. The big turbine. Almost looks like a Avro Vulcan, but I don't think it is. But he goes like right up. He bounces on the landing, on the takeoff, goes straight up and then straight down, full throttle, and then just explodes right in front. And I always love the first comment from somebody's like, "Oh, whoops." But I'll always show a crash. I'm like everyone else. Why do people like NASCAR for the racing? But people are really watching it hope to see a crash. Let's not be real. It was like my problem with the drone racing. I used to go to a lot of the drone racing show, and they're so small, and the crashes aren't that epic. I said for drone racing to really take off, you're gonna have to get a human being sitting inside gigantic drones. Obviously well protected, but then the risk gotta increase the risk factor for the enjoyment to come in, or makes it extra for that extra special chance that you might get something. I worry I get judged for crashing once I finally join. Yeah, everyone crashes Crash Course. But it's one of those things, like crashing is an initiation, and then you get to then, talk to other people about their crashes later on. Let me move on to the questions and answers portions. All that does is change the side here. Yeah, Scotty Story, if you're not crashing, you're not flying. But I will say, as true as that is, the more you fly, the less you should crash. Obviously, things happen. We get in our head, or you fly a plane that's completely different, than what you're used to. Like the Bison. The first time I took out, I had an early pre-production one, and I didn't crash it, but I was, I damaged the gear, like trying to learn the slats, on an early before they made changes and stuff. This was a while ago, but you don't need a gyro for that, for sure. But oh, Big Jim. All right, we're in questions and answers. So now I got the question. So how many new releases before Christmas? Big Jim, I can't say that, but I think you'll have another. I hope. Michael Raja, Nexa, I'm not sure. Again, guys, like anything else with shipping, for all I know, there might be Nexa sitting on a container ship that's parked out off the outskirts of LA that is waiting, but I'm not sure. It's not something I'd be able to check on. ETA questions would be best asked probably for CS, but they would know better than I. The canopy on my OV10 Bronco came off and I crashed it later. Dead battery. Ugh. Hate to see it. Lost 2 turbines in the fire. Oh no. That stinks. John, how's it going since the have you resolved anything like insurance? Like, are you still making calls, or are you kind of over that now and you're lying in wait? And have you had a chance to start working on anything, or are you planning to rebuild that hangar space at some point and get it back? Crash stories are the glue that keeps the RC community together, for sure. Yeah, Paul Ballard, exactly. It's a train wreck. You can't look away. How do you not look away? And for the most part, nobody gets hurt. It's not like you're watching, That's why I have a hard thing. Like, I hate watching real plane crashes. I get, because you think about, lives of boom, the plastic pilot. I'm okay with losing him. And it's just a poof of foam. It's epic. The possible video about the ESC programming cards. For which brand, I guess. I'm sure I could put something together. But let me know brand specific, Claudio. Looking for like Free Wing. We do have a video of how to program it, because I tend to just use the beeps. I would think the cards would just make it easier to see without the beeps. But that's up to you. But I really, honestly, I've never used an ESC programming card. One of those things. But I could learn it and make a video for it. When are we going to see any Axis Warbirds? I don't know, Miller RC, but Alpha last week was, when he saw a Flightline Spitfire, he mumbled out that he'd be excited to see something to battle it. Take that for what it's worth. I got that information as everyone else did last week. So maybe go back to last week's show and try to read between Alpha's lines. The big Black Horse jet soon is, soon in the scope of building Balsa aircraft, sure, but soon might be a year or less. I'm not sure, but I'd love to see that too, Victor. The box of the Vulcan mentioned 4S batteries. The box of the Vulcan mentions 4. Oh, No, read the Daniel. Go in the manual. You'll see there's plans potentially for a 4S version. When you go to the spec page, there's 4S version. Freewing does that at some point. There may be a 4S version in the future, but it would have a different power plant. You cannot fly the Vulcan with the current power plant on 4S. Don't try. You will not have the thrust needed to fly it. So you just need a different system. So I hope that helps anyone else. But if you open the manual to the Vulcan, you'll see there's 2 spec layouts. Like if you do the F4, they have the 8S and the 6S layout. Most Freewing, if there are other options, we'll have them both, because they're not going to print a whole new manual just for that little information. They just put it in there together. Wine Country, if you're making a new prize wheel, it wouldn't take much to make it look like an EDF fan. Yeah, I guess. I mean, underneath this one is just like melamine. Feels like that. But and then also you can it's for dry erase markers on the side. But I just use photo paper, and I print them out and change them. I had to use something that could strong enough but easy to change. I can't get back on for right now, but I'll think of something. But somebody had to go to put a motor on the back, spin it up via a transmitter, and then wind it down and let it go down, because then I could keep it going, for as long as we want, and then let it go. And then somebody else said put equal weights all around the outside of the circle and get it to spin longer. I saw that comment. That gives me an idea, but I don't want to put any weight, because if I measure wrong, then you might have a fully unfair board. Which you don't want to do. Try to make everything even. For a while, I thought it was rigged for the good stuff, but now it seems like we're getting hats. So anything. All right, best beginner EDFs: Alan Davidson, Vulcan, Avanti. Probably the best places to start. That question gets asked a lot, but at least from us. Rebel, good as well. But hope to start working on my donated F4s. Oh, that's John. I'm seeing John. 17K short on coverage to do building costs. It'll trickle into what I can replace for sure. Ugh, that stinks. My heart's out for you, John. That's sad. James, can use a 6-channel receiver with a Black Horse Spitfire. Rick, it's a Balsa model, so you can do anything your heart desires. To use a 6-channel receiver, I'm sure you can, because what do you need on a Spitfire? You need flaps. Well, you need throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, flaps, and landing gear. So if you can get away with that, you might be able to do it. But, a lot of people want to plug. They don't want to Y their ailerons, or they don't want to Y that. That's up to you. It really comes down to what you plan on putting inside your ARF kit. Hard question to really answer the right way. Haven't opened the box, just saw it on the outside. Yeah, Daniel, when you open the manual, you'll see. Got every decal I could need from Cali, plus my own designs were saved on disk. Nice. So in jet 80mm, so that's for the F4s. So you got so you're ready to go. You just need a space to paint them up, right? I mean, that's what the hangar's for. You can't be spraying spray paint in your house. I guess you can. Hello, in jet 80mm, which are the most resistant for use grass track? Patrice, Avanti is notoriously good off the grass. Got big tires, robust landing gear. Gonna be great if you're looking for, I'm not sure if you're the same person who asked about a beginner style jet, but Avanti's great for grass and fun to fly, of course. What is the minimum flight speed of the Su-70? I don't know, Lyndon. I guess the minimum flight speed is wherever it'll continue to fly without going down. I'm not sure. Who'll be the next guest? Claudio? I don't know. I'd like to have Alex back next week, and then we'll work on the next guest. But you mean like high-profile guests? I'd love to have Jeremy Salt come on. It's amazing this whole time we never had him on the show, in person. We've had Justin on, but would love to talk to Jeremy and a lot of you guys. I'd love to have you on the show. Let me know if you want to be on the show. email contest@MotionRC. It'll go to me. Robert, yes, I'm doing a Bison build video. It's in editing. I wasn't able to finish it before Alex left, and then trying to produce the show yesterday. I'm trying to get it out for Tuesday's emailer, so I'll probably be spending most of my day, rest of my day today. The long build, the Bison does take a lot of time to assemble, so just hang tight. You know, I got to do that. Snow Valley Park, yeah, the wheel works perfectly for you. It sure does. I have to go, guys. Arthur, no problem, man. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Thanks for coming by. It's good. Yep, Pontiac for sure. Feel of life. Ups and downs. I asked Motion for your C settings for 80mm 1920 kV inverter motor. They said Freewing did not give them the info. And why did they not have them? Why? All the architect. I'm not sure. That's a weird question. Hit me up on Hobby Squawk. I could look into it, but I'm not sure. I need more info than I can answer on a YouTube comment section. You know, who would like to a rebuild vid of my F4 Black Bunny? Yeah, do it, John. We should get John on the show when you have all your when your F4s are all back and going. Go flying and enjoy. 8 hours to go. Yeah, thank you, sir. All right. Bison arrived. Oh, okay, Robert. Well, Robert, I will say the manual, we just made the change. The manual's fully updated. The only real thing, if you've never glued tires together, that's going to be, that's one of the reasons why it takes long. Like, this is not a plane you're going to be able to bring to the field and just put together. It takes time. Gluing tires was something I had to learn to do. I'd never done it before because you got to glue the tires to the rims, and it takes time because you glue it, then you inflate it, put it underwater, see if there's any air bubbles coming out, re-glue it, and wait. You know, it just takes time. But as far as the manual goes, it's pretty straightforward. And I will say, you're going to be left. There's a lot of extra screws, so don't think you're missing screws somewhere. Every bag that comes in the Bison, they leave like 2 or 3 extra screws so that you have them in case you lose them. So I know sometimes you're left over with stuff and you're wondering, is this supposed to go somewhere? I think you should be all right. If you just follow the manual step by step, you should be able to figure it out pretty good. But if you want to wait till Tuesday, I will try to have it up in the email on Tuesday. All right, let me move to in closing. I did want to leave this. Alpha had something for me to show you guys. So let me fade into, there we go. And where is it? Oh, screen change. Here we go. You want to show, what do you think this is? I always love these shots. You know, everybody was talking about something that's next. I assume this is something that's next. To me, it looks like landing gear. Struts, maybe. Just based on the angle at the back left, but let me know. What do you guys think this is? That's the question of the day, and I'm going to hang here for another 2 minutes. Try to call it out. What do you think it is? Based on Alpha's comment, there's only one equal to the Spitfire. Bring it forward to us on 10-9. Oh, that would be amazing. I promise you, though, there will not be. I have nothing like that in my hangar right now that is ready to show you. But they do look like brackets. Ooh, air brake. That's interesting. Look metal to me. I don't even know what this is. Pizza boards. Seats in the back. I don't know. To me, it looks like... Yeah, I don't know. He just sent me this morning. This is what I woke up to in my chat. Hey, show everybody this and ask them what they think it is. And that's it. I haven't heard from Al the rest of the day earlier today, ever since the text. So I said, all right, I'll throw it up there and I will ask everyone else. So what do you think it is? Leave a comment and hopefully Alpha will reveal the aluminum. Yes. Or as my old friend, you say aluminium. If you're in, I think, UK, they say aluminium. Probably the way you're supposed to say it, but aluminum just sounds better. Yes. Alpha is the king of hints no one gets. Yes, GB. And it's actually funny because what was it? The last release we had, there was one, oh, was it for the MiG or the Gripen? Oh, I forget. There was one that when you look back, it's so obvious, but then it's not there. All right, I'm taking the picture off now. Something heavy duty. Nice. Yeah, oh, there was one. What did he say? Oh, for the OV-10. He said, oh, that was it. Somebody was asking about it, and he's like, and he just commented at Squawk, you all aren't very observant. And, you know, and then the OV-10 came because everybody was guessing, but it's like, you know, what is OV? Oh, it's observer, right? Is what it went for. And it's just like, whew. Went over, you know, obviously I got it because I knew what it was, but I wouldn't have gotten it if hindsight is always 2020. Aluminum casting plates. Hey, Snow Valley Park. Hey. Still love those guys. Awesome. That's from. Yep, there you go. All right, guys. You know, I was all by myself, so it looks like we did it. I managed to make it through another show all by myself. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us, but now got a couple more hours left to work, and then I probably go find a shirt for my suit because I don't wear suits that often. Got to make sure I have a shirt for this wedding. So everybody, send Alex your love. The man's doing it. He's getting married. He will be a married man by next Friday when you see him here. They're not doing a full week honeymoon this time. I guess COVID and everything. They're going to go a little later on. But so he'll be back next week and talk to us all about it. And that's where I'll be next week. So next Friday will be episode 40 already. Man, it's October. It's unbelievable that it's going so fast. But Crash Contest, remember, Crash Contest will end, submission period will end October 31st. I'm not gonna lie, we don't have enough submissions yet to continue it. You know, that's the disclaimer. We have to have enough submissions in order to make it worthy to do it. We had a lot at the beginning, but then it slowed down. So maybe there aren't enough crashes, and that's okay. But if you do have one and you haven't shared it, get it shared for the Crash Contest, because we'd love to do no more planes. Yeah, luckily Alex doesn't really fly the planes too much. He's drones. He can hide the drones a lot easier than that. But that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you all so much, as always, for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday, which will be October 8th. Same time, same place, and by all means, guys, don't crash anything this weekend. But if you do, film it so you can submit it. But again, guys, thank you all so much, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys. And now you know I gotta figure out how to end it. There it is, the screen, and we're out.